Well, it's 2022, and welcome to the unit Critical Social Psychology. My name's Paul Ducker, and I'm the unit coordinator. I'm absolutely delighted that you've enrolled on the unit, and I hope to get the chance to meet you in a tutorial. Now, not everyone's able to attend a tutorial, but I hope that you can. Not least so that I can meet you, but also so you can meet your other classmates. Now, in the video below this one on the Moodle site, you'll see my welcome video from 2019. It'll give you a rundown of the unit, and there's another video in the unit overview section that gives you, well, an overview of the unit. The videos for this unit that we'll be using were recorded in 2019. Now, a lot has happened since then. We've had a pandemic, and at the time of recording, it's still going on. And the impacts of that have been extensive and are likely to impact us all for a while. We also had an attempted political coup in the US, which was quite disturbing, and the impact of that is still playing out. And we have a new government here in Australia. There's no attempted political coup associated with that, at least I don't think so, but it did signal a major shift in the political landscape in Australia, not least the weakening of the two-party system, and the impact of that is still unfolding and it's not yet properly understood. We also have the war in the Ukraine following Russia's invasion, and that's caused massive global destabilization. Why mention these things? Well, our unit is all about understanding human behavior in a social context, and that social context is dramatically shaped by global and political events. And in our unit, we'll be drawing on an analysis of some of these things in terms of events that have shaped human behavior and have shaped psychology's attempts to understand human behavior. Now, since 2019, our unit has also changed. It's actually changed this year. The changes just happened this year. It's not been a big change. Mostly it's a unit name change, but it has caused me to redesign the unit logo. So in 2019 videos, you'll often see the old name of the unit and the old logo there. And you'll see the new logo in new videos, like this one. Now here's the old logo. Okay. Here's the new logo. So not too much of a difference. Now, why not make new videos? Well, have a read of the text in Moodle on the intro page, and it'll explain why. Basically, my videos have to carry a 3-year shelf life because they're quite expensive to make. And if I made new videos each year, we'd blow the budget. But the content of those 2019 videos, perfectly fine for 2022. And if we need new content, I'll provide it. But I think we're good for now. Now you'll see from the old logo to the new logo that it's kind of the same. The imagery is much the same. I've just tweaked it. But the imagery is there for a reason, and we'll make sense of it as we go along. But each of those little graphics in that spinning thing represents a key topic area that we'll be covering on our unit. The main thing that's changed is the unit title. The word cultural has gone. Now, why have we lost the word cultural from our unit title? Well, it's because we've undergone a renewal in our psychology undergraduate programs to make culture a much more prominent part of the degree. Now, hang on, maybe you say, hang on, that doesn't square up. We dropped the word culture from the unit title. Well, we did that because we've got a brand new unit called Cross-Cultural Psychology. It's PSYC 13018. It sits at level 3 of our degree, also known as year 3 for our full-time students. So if you're taking your psychology units in the proper sequence, you'll go into that unit after you've completed this one. Now, that doesn't mean we aren't going to cover cultural issues in this unit because we've got that level 3 unit waiting for you next year or the year after, depending on if you're part-time. It's confusing talking about years. That's why I say levels, level 3, because part-time students, year 3 could be year 6. Anyway, I'm confusing you now. So it's not because culture's been dealt with there. What we're doing is we're dropping culture from the unit title for our unit so as to stop any confusion, because cross-cultural psychology is a specific area in psychology, and we're not covering cross-cultural psychology in this unit. What we're doing is covering cultural issues from a critical psychology perspective. So we dropped cultural from the unit title to avoid that confusion, because you do cultural psychology in cross-cultural psychology in level 3. By the way, that unit looks absolutely fabulous. I've had a peek at it, and it's running for the first time this year for this year's level 3 students. And it's been run by Gabby, and she's great at what she does. So it's a really good unit. So look forward to that. Now, the other thing that's changed on our unit is that previously our Moodle forums, I used to ask students to post questions to a discussion forum for other students to answer those questions. And then if no student could answer those questions, to post those questions to a Q&A forum where I would answer the questions. Now this year, I've kind of scrapped that. You can just post your questions directly to the Q&A forum. The discussion forum is a place where you can talk with your classmates without me interfering. The Q&A forum is where I interfere. So you can ask questions and I'll answer them. But I still want you to try and answer the questions the classmates ask, because that's important. It's an important thing to try and do. And I'll explain that in another video. The only other change is in the rewording of some of our unit learning outcomes. Now, when you change a unit title, you go through a quality review process, which we did, and that resulted in some updating of our unit learning outcomes. Everything else got the clean bill of health, so it's running as it did in 2019 in all other respects. So apart from the old logo, the odd reference to Moodle forums, they're a bit outdated. The reference to them is a bit outdated. When I say post your questions to the discussion forum first, you don't have to do that. And a few mentions of old learning outcomes. Apart from that, in those 2019 videos, everything else would be fine. Nothing else is different on the unit. Okay, but as I say, if we need new content, I will provide it. So we've covered that. Now, what I want you to do is go and meet the younger version of me from 2019, and I will introduce you to the unit. So till next time, ta-da.